Okay, so let's do this one. Hello, men and women. Hope you're doing well. Imagine a couple. A man named Tom, woman Mary. Random names. Mary is a decent looking woman, slightly above average. Tom feels lucky to have Mary. They're married. Now, for everything Tom does for Mary, that does not mean Mary will be happy. Does not mean she's content with everything Tom's doing for her. One day Mary may get bored and decide, you know what? I want to live more life. Like Drake, she wants more life. So she may say, you know what? Let's have a divorce. I'm not happy here. You're not making me happy. You're not making me feel good. Apologies. So Mary decides that they should divorce, and they do. They part ways. She may get some of Tom's money, but now she has her life. Now Tom is now left wondering, what should he do? Should he then move on to find another woman and then have the thoughts of, well, could this happen again? Or should he be more upbeat and think, you know what? She was a bad one. It didn't work out. Certain differences. Let me move on and move on to new fields or new oceans. Find a new fish in this ocean. A new woman, in other words. But you see, the thing is, Tom comes to realize that his ex-wife wasn't really so unique, because it's not that she is the same as most women out here. It's certain things she does are very similar to most women out here. So what Tom realizes is that, well, what am I doing? What am I truly searching for? You see, some men like Tom, their happiness is never complete unless they have a woman there. And it's why I say, there are many men that actually do need a woman. Like, they do need a woman. Some men, I believe, can't function in life or through life without at least having a woman, which is understandable because it's a normal thing. But you see, in speaking of Tom and Mary, bastard Mary, it's the point of view that Tom has been there and done it. Tom went through it, rip out his heart through his balls, but he was a man that experienced it. So from Tom's perspective, him choosing to be single is based on the fact that he could be somewhat traumatized by whatever his wife put him through. Being very modest with a story here. He can choose to be a single man and try to find himself, or he could dive back in and look for another woman. But the reason men like Tom choose to stay single is because they know what's out there in terms of them looking for a woman. They know what they may have to sift through and contend with, what they may have to tolerate and try to get along with just to have a woman. Now, it's a very long waffle to begin the video, but the reason why men in 2020 should stay single if they're single already, unless they're looking for a woman and they need a woman, that's different, that's your focus. So yeah, do what you're doing. But the reason many men that are single should stay single is because the biohazard, the CV, has proven many points that myself and many other men have made. Points how women date based on certain situations, based on certain levels of comfort and protection. So when the lockdown worldwide occurred, like I've said before and made many videos on it, many women changed how they were behaving. Many men saw this. Across the world, many men saw this. So the point is, can men truly trust any woman right now in terms of hooking up with her? And it's a good question, because many women listening, obviously some of you want a man. Some of you may want a man, you don't want to be single forever. It's natural. So obviously, you would not like to hear me tell men to stay single right now, especially in a time of need when so many women are in need. But that's the exact reason why I believe many men should remain single. Because the need is so high. The point proves itself, because when the need is not so high, men see something different. And it's why I say often enough, many women have made modern men how they are, simply by showing us exactly how you are. Now, some men know how you are to a degree, but when things like OnlyFans happened during the lockdown, and it's not a sense of, oh, it was women that were selling services anyway that jumped on OnlyFans. No, it's not just them. Obviously, of course, women that sell services already and that already do those jobs, obviously they would be on there already. No, the point was how many women that were random, everyday working, normal job women that signed up for it. And the point I have proven with articles was how many women had dropped out of higher education during the lockdown, even online courses. They dropped out of them, but there was an increase in OnlyFans. I made an article recently about a woman who left a high-powered job to start an OnlyFans, had tons of surgery just to start an OnlyFans. The point is, it's not just the fact that a small number of women are doing it. It's the fact of how women co-sign other women's things, to a point where it becomes normalized and acceptable. Now you see, for many men, the lockdown has been an eye-opener. Many men, for the first time, and maybe more clearly than ever if they know it already, they saw how women reacted en masse. So women listening, we saw how you switched when things started to happen. We saw the change. Some men weren't used to it, they didn't expect it, some men didn't think it would be so. But a lot of men learned a good lesson because of the lockdown and because of OnlyFans. Not just OnlyFans, but other sites such as that. Not only that, it was interesting to see how feminists reacted to the lockdown. How for some reason, all of a sudden, there were so many feminists who wanted a man now. I've read articles of feminists saying that they're hardcore feminists, but they're so lonely they want a man. And you see, women, that's because when your nature kicks in, when the feminist narrative can't work for you when you're there by yourself and you're alone, and you feel lonely and scared, and fragility is at play, when you're in your backstage thinking of your past and things and mistakes you may have made. Yeah, many women wouldn't mind a man to distract them from themselves. Maybe. But many women at that point wouldn't mind a man just to be there. To quell the loneliness. Yeah. You see, the lockdown, for as bad as it is and has been for certain people, in terms of enlightening and opening many eyes, I think it's opened so many eyes to so many things going on. In terms of dating and relationships, it's opened so many eyes in that aspect as well. And it's beautiful. It's sweet. And it is in seeing and knowing and understanding these things why many men should stay single, especially right now with what's going on in the world. We may enter lockdown 2, part 2 very soon. It's already happening in certain parts of the world. In the UK, they plan to have masks mandatory for every single shop by the 24th of July. I'm not a mask wearer, but I am now going to have to wear one every time I go shopping. The world has changed so much in a short amount of time. People have changed as well. As I remind men as often as possible, women, many of you will settle. Women, you will settle for a man. You may not love him, you may care for him, but you don't genuinely, you don't really feel him, do you? No, but he's safe. He's comfortable. You know he may not leave you. You know you may leave him, so you have the fact that you could always escape when you want to, but he may be trapped. You see, in times of desperation, people change. Many women have shown men that when they become so desperate, they would do so many things. They will go back on their word. They will go back on everything they said before, because now they're desperate. You know, there is a true beauty to having a single life. The peace, the tranquility, the silence, the time to think, to be. Now, for everyone, that's not good. It's not everyone that is content in their own skin, in their own place, and their own peace of mind. Some do need someone there, almost as a buffer, someone to rub off on. Yeah, not literally, it's what couples do anyway, but to rub off on in terms of thoughts, emotions, feelings, whatever. But the thing is as a man, you could be genuine with your intent, but many women have shown men, many of you have shown men that, like Tom, he was good for then, for right now, a good Mr. Right Now, but when Mary was done with him, she left him and moved on to whatever she moved on to. Tom did his best by and for Mary. In the end, what did Tom get? What was he left with? unanswered questions, confusion, lack of closure. You see, some men like Tom can't be bothered anymore. They truly can't be bothered. They've been there, done it, got the crap t-shirts, and all they want to do now is live in peace. Yes, Tom may occasionally bust and move, occasionally if a woman comes his way. But Tom's main focus is his life. For as much as he loved Mary and gave her so much, in the end, all he had left were memories. You can't live in your memories. Memories are the past. You have to live for now and tomorrow. In other words, focus, observe, remember. The world is yours. Have a nice day.